Chef Alli Berkey is a test cook at America's Test Kitchen and works on the set of Cook's Country. It's a TV show that airs on PBS and features recipes for traditional dishes and comfort food.
This is a quick reduction in the amount of pancetta.
Today, Chef Berkey is tasked with cooking 4 different dishes for an upcoming cookbook. She starts early, skipping breakfast at home and making a culinary delicacy at work, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The first dish of the day is a sausage and lentil recipe.
With this dish, it's a little salty right now, so we're trying to cut down the salt. Reason being, pancetta is super salty, so maybe we don't need all of that pancetta in here because it might actually just be too much.
After the dish is cooked, it's sent to a table where other chefs taste it and collaborate on what needs to be changed. It's a tedious process, but it is the most critical element in finalizing a recipe.
I'm sure that I was staring at the flame, to get the right amount. Oh, it's definitely.
Once they finish tasting and deliberating, it's back to the drawing board. On average, Chef Berkey cooks the same recipe with small adjustments up to 4 times a day.
I would say, if I'm lucky, I'll get through, I don't typically cook more than 2 recipes a day, 2 different recipes, but I try to cook, 5 or 6 versions of that recipe.
After the recipe is finalized, the food is professionally photographed and social media coordinators, like Charlotte Arity, take over and promote it.
A post will consist of a photograph that is taken in our amazing photo studio, or a video of it coming together, or a mixture of all of these things.
Chef Berkey is also familiar with the marketing side of the business. In addition to cooking the recipes, Berkey works as an associate editor and writes pieces for America's Test Kitchen based on recipes she's worked with.
I think that storytelling comes a lot from our discussion with our peers and our colleagues, and oftentimes our sort of what we call our aha moment is a suggestion from somebody else, and we talk about that in our stories. It's nice to be able to use your work in the kitchen and your logs and your descriptions and your results that you've written to then go back and sort of piece together this story.
But Chef Berkey isn't finished in the kitchen quite yet. She moves on from the sausage and lentil dish to a new recipe. It's a chicken Provençal recipe. The first 2 times Berkey makes it, she uses chicken thighs. Cherry tomatoes are sliced in half, and Kalamata olives, along with white wine, are mixed in. Once this recipe is finalized, it will be sent out to home cooks across the country so they can test the dish and offer feedback. Brian Franklin, Director of Communications and Public Relations, is one of the people who oversee this process.
And we're looking for a certain question that's at the bottom of the survey, which basically says, would you cook this recipe again? For us to include the survey into a book, 80% of those people have to say yes, they would.
Chef Berkey is passionate about food. It's a requirement for everyone that works there.
I hope people are just equally as comforted by food as we are.
Even after cooking all day, Chef Berkey says she continues to cook at home. It's a passion that seeps into all areas of her life.
I don't think that gas burner ever shuts off.